Are you taking an AP exam at your school this year? If so, I'm going to walk you through what you need to do to get ready for test day. If you're taking a digital exam, either in school or at home, check out the other videos on our channel specifically about those exams. If your exam is just a few days away, remember a few key principles. Number one, don't cram for your AP exam. You're not going to radically change your score in the few hours leading up to the exam. There's so many things that are going on, your brain can get overloaded, and by trying to cram in all that information, you can actually make your situation worse. Develop a study plan you can stick to, and don't worry about trying to get it all done the night before the test. Speaking of the night before the test, make sure you get a full night's rest. Plan for 8 hours of sleep. Go to bed with milk and cookies and your stuffed animal or whatever you need to get through the night, and try to get that full night's rest. If you're thinking about your exam, if you're stressed out, if you're on your phone late at night watching TikToks, you can get yourself into trouble. Plan to get a full night's rest. In addition to getting a full night's rest, you want to make sure that you stay calm. Maybe watch a nice relaxing movie the night before the exam. Find ways to take all that natural test anxiety and push it away. Trust your training, trust the hard work that you've been doing all year. By trusting that inner voice, you can overcome the natural way that anxiety can get in your way. The final thing that you can do the night before the exam is to lay out everything you need that night before and not be scrambling in the morning. You know that morning anxiety you get as you're getting later and later in the morning, or you haven't really eaten your breakfast and you forgot this one thing and you can't find this other thing? That can really add up and make for a worse testing day experience. So make sure that you lay out all of the things that you need on this checklist on your table or desk before you go into the exam. So let's work through this checklist one by one. Number one, you want to bring some number 2 pencils. These are not those clicky mechanical pencils, but proper number 2 pencils. If you have them, get them sharpened, make sure you have good erasers. You don't want to be thinking about that on test day. If your school has said they're going to provide them, then you may not need to worry about it, but it's something to prepare for. You'll be using these pencils for the multiple choice questions. You're going to fill in all of your answers on the bubble sheet and make sure that everything is organized. But for the free response questions, you're going to need blue or black ink. The College Board asks that you write in blue or black ink so that when your essays are scanned and submitted to readers who will be reading them digitally, that it comes up nice and neatly on the computer. If you write in pencil, there can be smudges, the light can reflect off of it, it can be a problem. So try to find black and blue ink pens that are reliable, that allow you to write well. And if you're nervous on test day about writing your free responses in blue or black ink, just remember, the graders know this is a first draft. Cross through any mistakes you make and don't worry about it. A third thing you can bring is a watch. Now, I don't own a watch, but if you do, make sure it doesn't beep or it's not a smartwatch like an Apple Watch. You can bring that into the test room and manage your time that way. The fourth thing you should bring is identification, whether that's a driver's license or more likely just a school ID. If you're showing up in person, you want to make sure that you have that identification in case you're asked for it. Number 5 is an accommodation letter. Now, normally you work this out way before test day, but if you get extended time or have any other accommodations for a disability or learning difference, you want to just make sure you have that paperwork with you in case any questions are asked. Number 6 is a lunch or snack. Make sure that you bring some food, preferably something with a little bit of sugar in it, maybe a piece of fruit or something like that, maybe a granola bar, to help you during those breaks. I like to get some energy and walk around and move during a break rather than just sit in my desk and put my head down. With the breaks that happen during the exam, during a 3-hour-plus exam in most AP subjects, it's a really good idea to have a plan for how you're going to drink water, eat food, and move around the room. Finally, make sure that you're following any of the coronavirus protocols that your school has put in place. If you need to wear a mask during the entire exam, which is what most in-school test takers will be doing in 2021, make sure you have your mask with you. Make sure that you have any of the other resources that you need to sit at that desk for 3 hours, socially distanced and masked up. So I've given you a lot of things to check off before test day, but the most important thing you can do is to just trust yourself. I know it's been a difficult year. Teachers like me, we're all behind in our classes. We're nervous about how this year's gonna go, but trust the training you have done, the reading you have done, the practice problems you have done, and go into test day believing in yourself. If you can do that, you're gonna have a great test day.